What's up, guys? This is T-Rex here, and this is my second and hopefully final rant about college football 25. But I want to start out by saying this. I am nothing short of hyped for the return of college football video games. And in my opinion, this will be the best football game that we've gotten, college or pro, since the release of the 2011 versions. However, there are only two things so far, and I hope it stays that way, that do bother me about this game based on the information that we've received. And this particular video is going to be all about Road to Glory, or the shortcut to glory if you ask me. And from what we've been shown so far, I am unimpressed at best and disappointed at worst. Adding the roleplay elements of the cell phone conversations was a very nice touch, and I think needs to stay, as it breaks up the monotony of just jumping from game to game and also offers a glimpse into small parts of the athlete's life off the field. But in my opinion, the mode caters to the part of college football that really isn't important to be represented in a video game. I'm mostly talking about NIL here, which I think the team did a great job implementing, but it ultimately, I didn't think it was necessary, especially given the fact that we have zero prep play. We just need some form of pre-college play before we even picked our school. Simply choosing a star rating is just boring and is the antithesis of what it means to be an elite athlete. You don't just get to say you're good, you have to go out and prove it. I believe at a minimum, we should have gotten the high school playoffs like we did in years past. The senior year would have been perfect, but I would have preferred a junior season as well. But I do know some people that didn't enjoy playing that portion of the game. So I would say if you had to make it skippable, I think that would be a reasonable compromise for those that don't want to play it. But I also would have been okay if it was just a one game thing, like you got to play in an All-American game like the Under Armour one, or even a drill based experience like regional camps or on campus camps. So picture this, right? Imagine instead of just picking a star rating, just start out everyone as a 2 or 3 star based on measurables like height and weight for the position, right? Like your prototypical size would be a 3 star, like your, let's call it like a 6'4" quarterback or like a 6'3" wide receiver. Those guys would start out as a 3 star, and the undersize would start out as a 2 star. So like your 6 foot quarterbacks or like your 5'11" receiver, stuff like that. Then you would have the player pick their top 5 dream schools. I'm pretty sure this was in an old game, but I may be misremembering it. But yeah, have the player pick their top 5 dream schools, and the computer randomly chooses 3 that the player would get invited to a camp at that campus, and they will perform drills based on the position, but it could only raise the player 1 star from where they were prior. So for an example, right, you have a 3-star quarterback and you choose as your dream schools Texas, Ohio State, Bama, Tennessee, and LSU. But the computer randomly generates your camp invites as Texas, LSU, and Tennessee. And you would have to do 2 drills at each school, and you would get a letter grade on for each of those drills. And depending on what that letter grade average is at the end of those drills, you could get bumped to a 4-star. And then you would have your regional camps, like your Nike regional camps. And that's where the player has the potential to earn the remaining stars by doing those same drills over again to increase your letter grade. And then you could also get an invite to an All-American game. And I like how they implemented the deal breakers and motivations into the Road to Glory. But let us pick all of ours, like a generated prospects. And then that affects the schools that would even offer you. And something that we could really use more of in general are like those CGI cutscenes. I always wanted to see some kind of commitment cutscene, whether that be the player picking up the hat on signing day at your high school or committing during an All-American game in the middle of an interview. But this would be the perfect alternative to having the user play a full high school season for those that don't really want the high school implemented, as you have direct input on generating your attributes in a condensed setting that isn't just more games. And it's not like they have to do anything crazy to implement something like this, because it can be just reused assets from the in-game like training system, where it already has all the drills implemented in the game. And it was too easy to get good offers excuse by the community is not acceptable, and here's why. It's all about tuning. Everything is all about tuning. Either turn the difficulty up or tune the frequency of those high-end offers. That's not complex. They can tune the offer frequency for top programs for needs at the position, scheme fit, as well as their pipeline states and scouting tendencies. No offense, but schools like Georgia aren't recruiting wideouts from Montana. It's just not happening. Another alternative to high school would be 7-on-7 games. The 7-on-7 scene for football is where it's at on social media right now. Now, me personally, I'm not with a lot of the antics that you see in it, and it also doesn't necessarily translate the best for generating offers for guys in real life, but it's a video game. You can have fun with that concept. Guys make a name for themselves or get discovered in 7-on-7 all the time. Sometimes they get found in 7-on-7, and that creates scouting buzz for them to watch their high school season. On top of that, the positions they limited us to using Road to Glory anyway are all used in 7-on-7. Not to mention, I think it would be a nice additional game mode that could be played online or offline and make for a lot of unique user generated content. I never saw how Ultimate Team would be popular in a college game anyway, so this could be their moneymaker. Because let's be honest, the yard wasn't what they hoped it would be in Madden, but will make a lot more sense in a college game, as Road to Glory in college is a lot more popular than Madden Superstar mode. I'm just saying, the framework is already there, and college football should have this or something like it, not Ultimate Team. Now, I got a little off the rails there with the 7-on-7 mode at the end, but the thought behind it was still, we shouldn't just be handed an overall in Road to Glory. We should have something that forces us to earn it. And I'm not saying that Road to Glory is going to be bad without the high school or any of the other alternatives that I presented, but I am saying that it is a core element of the college football experience that is missing from this game. And truthfully speaking, these are really the only two things about this game that truly bother me. My first video probably the most, and I believe that needs to be addressed ASAP. But the Road to Glory stuff, I wouldn't mind if it took them another launch or two to get that right. And now that I've got my thoughts about Road to Glory off my chest, I would love to know what yours are. So put them down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, please do me a favor and like the video. These rant videos are not typical for me, so if you are coming here just to see more of that, then I'm so sorry to disappoint you. But if you want to see other college football related content, then please subscribe to the channel, as I'll be posting D&D style story driven playthroughs and streams amongst other things on this channel. And I will still be giving away a copy of the game when we get to 500 subscribers. And if we don't hit that goal by release, I'll still do the giveaway. And if the winner already has the game, they'll be sent to 70 instead. The same thing still applies when we hit 1K. 2 copies or 70 each. That's it for me, guys. Stay blessed. I'm out.